Hey, Tandy 1000 RLX fans, look at my RLX, it's in pieces. This can only mean one thing. If you have a Tandy RLX, it's a good thing when I have this in pieces, because it means I'm doing some experimenting, and you can do some experimenting too. So, the problem I ran into with my RLX is the Tandy sound. Not all the games work with Tandy sound, I found. Hey, that rhymes. And so what I did is, well, I want to be able to run one of these real labs, or shall ad-lib cards, but I can't run a card in here because I run a compact flash. And the RLX, this bugger I have plugged in here, just like that, and this bugger here plugged here, about the cable there, and I got a nice compact flash drive in here because the hard drive died years ago. Now this is an A version, or I want to say A version, it's not a B version, so you can boot this one up with that. So, I'm in quite of a quandary here. How do I play my most favorite games and still be able to get like some decent sound rather than the chintzy PC speaker? So I went out and bought one of these little doohickeys, and one of these OPL3 printer port adapters. Well, guess what, folks? It doesn't work on a 286. It kind of does, but you got to go in and modify all your games, and who wants to do that? I don't have the time. I wish I did. But then here I am saying I don't have the time, but yet I'm dicking around with the other innards of the computer. So this didn't work out. It works with the 386, but with the 286, like I said, you got to go in and actually modify the code of your games to work. So this didn't work. I'll probably be putting this up for sale. So I go back to the ad-lib card and what I had problems with before. It was, I'm running a compact flash amount of expansion ports. So I had a big idea, and so I'm going to be running some experiments. Yes, you gotta love experiments. So I got extra connectors and all kinds of doohickamorandas. And I got one of these expansion cards. What if I plug it in here? And, then I could expand the bus. And from what I'm reading, I should be able to, if I create some type of connection, I can connect both of these up to the same single port. Oh, will it work? So what I am going to do is, I looked at a couple things, and probably the easiest way to do it is remove the compact flash. And I'm going to install the ad-lib card here, so I have access to it in the back, and then I'm going to wire up this guy to this connector using some wire wrap. So that's why I got this connector. So I plug this into here and somehow wire wrap it to these pins and then solder it to this header somehow. And that's the adventure on how to do that. So stay tuned. We'll also be screwing around with other things while I have this in the lab. I'm going to pull this crystal, put a socket in there so we can overdrive the microprocessor so we can get a little bit of faster speed out of it. I think that's all I'm really going to do. So overdrive it, overclock the processor, try to add 2 cards into the single card port so we'll have sound and an SD card. Hoorah! So stay tuned if you want to watch me either succeed or fail. Alright, so I got it all taken apart, strung up together. I got the CD-ROM disk drive on the side here. Got the board flipped upside down. Put some foam on there so it doesn't short out. Flip the motherboard over because I'm going to test it with this riser. The riser would normally get mounted like this. Of course it can't because it can't fit in the RLX case. So I have to put it opposite like that. So the first test is going to be seeing if I can boot this computer up with the compact flash card. Like my other Tandy RLX I've set up. It's just my experimental one we're going to do. And let's try this out. I did already try it. It booted up from here. So I'm going to plug this riser card. Okay, so I got the riser card in there. And I have, got the riser card in there. And I have the compact flash set up in there. It's kind of like underneath stuff. It's in there. There's the compact flash. And so let's see what happens. Hopefully nothing blows up here. So if hopefully that riser card works. If it does, that's progress. Let's see, strike anyone. I probably have to replace the battery in this thing. Oh, there it goes. It's running off the ROM that's now on this, and it's going to boot up. There we go. And it says boot up in DOS. Ta-da! All right, so that's working. Oh, yeah, TSR requires a 386 or later CPU. That's because I installed the drivers for this and it didn't work. So now let's see what happens when I plug the sound card in there, and if I can actually get it to work. That would be spectacular. So let's give it a shot. Okay, so I plugged that card into the riser. So this is a Tandy RLX now. I got the flash drive, or compact flash drive here, and I have the sound card in there, in the riser. So, but like I said, it's upside down, but I haven't done any rewiring or anything. I hope this works. Let's find out. If not, it'll be a short trip, right? So all I did was plug it in. Supposedly it just, you don't need drivers for the ad-lib card, the retro ad-lib card. So let's fire it up, and hey, at least it didn't blow up. I didn't see any smoke. F1. And I just have this three-way boot because it's optimized for memory. I can either boot in DeskMate 3.1 or just DOS. When I play computer games, I'm just going to boot in DOS. You see, I made a selection. If you want in the comments, I can show you how to do that kind of stuff whenever you start up your computer. It's just maximizing that 1 megabyte of limited RAM. Okay, so the one game I always play, because it's always been on PC speakers, if your game like goes to the Tandy sound or doesn't have Tandy sound built in, it goes to PC speakers on your RLX, and it sounds yucky. So let's do Star Trek. STARTR. Whoops. Okay, I want to run the setup because I was using a PC speaker before. Press any key to continue. Okay, we're using the VGA. Keyboard and mouse. Yeah, mouse and keyboard. I was only able to use the PC internal speaker because the Tandy wasn't in there as a selection. So we're going to go to AdLib, enter, setup successful, press any key. So let's see if this was successful. I'm crossing my fingers because this is going to be cool if it does. I don't have any PC speakers over here, so I got my headphones and I turned the volume up real loud, and it is connected to the AdLib card. So let's type Star Trek and see what happens. STRTREK. And here we go. Oh, no sound yet. Oh, we got sound. Oh, that's awesome. This is the version that doesn't have speech. That didn't come out till the CD-ROM version. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's just coming out of my headphones. Nice. Awesome. Hey, and it seems to be stable. Yeah, this is kind of big. If any of you guys played Star Trek on a Tandy RLX, or a lot of other games for that matter, you're stuck using the PC speaker. But now we're using the Roland AdLib card. I got 2 cards plugged into a single card. That's pretty cool. Get used to the mouse. This is the spot where I have to fight, but I only got one arm. So it's got shields, Weapons, raising shields. Weapons, arming weapons. Yes, Mr. Chekhov. Okay, well, there you have it. I got a since this guy won't work on a Tandy 286 because it only works at 386. I've got an expansion card in there, so that opens up possibilities, right? So what I got going on here is I got some wire wrap, a wire wrap tool, and we are going to make this so it fits in this Tandy RLX case. I cannot use that riser because it's too big. Wah, wah, wah. But I think I can wire wrap something, and that's pretty cool. Yay! Well, stay tuned for the next part where we get this all wired up and into the case. But so far for now, subscribe if you like this. You want me to do some more Tandy experiments. So for you RLX fans out there that want to run a compact flash and have an ad lib card, this is the way to go. Woohoo!